Welcome back. I am Adwicta. This is Grinning Goats Rise of the Shadows card review, valuation, stream slash YouTube video slash podcast. And we are on to the best class in Rise of Shadows. And I say best class, I mean like if you just went back to the old way of drafting and gave everybody even offering odds on all their cards, Warlock will win. Flat out. This is like that whole deal with the Mean Streets of Kazakhstan meta. Warlock's a win. On top of that, they're probably going to win here anyway, even with the class adjust, because in the last meta, they were already winning. Warlock's already like the top class. I think they may have fallen to number 2, but they were the top class for the longest time, even in the prior meta. And yes, we don't have a heavily under-bucketed Demon Bolt anymore, but we're going to get other stuff. We're going to get other stuff because of the stuff that's coming in, right? This has nothing to do with Rise of Shadows. This is Fellfire Potion, this is Doom, this is Abyssal Enforcer, like Blast Crystal Potion. We're talking 214 for Fellfire Potion. That's how ridiculous it is. 191 for Abyssal Enforcer. You've been hearing me say numbers all night long. 193 for Doom. You've been hearing me say numbers all night long. They've almost never been that big, because other classes just don't have these cards, but Warlocks do. And so it seems like Warlocks are about to get like really, really powerful, right? Like super powerful. And we've said it leading up. We're like, look, unless they give Warlocks absolutely nothing, Warlocks are going to be insane this next meta. Like insane. Like the meta will be dominated by Warlocks, and it will shift to do Warlocks, because Warlocks, like I said in the very beginning, are one of the only classes that can do control. So Warlocks are all really set up in every single way possible. Return of MSG, all these ridiculous cards that are ridiculous. One of the only classes that can play in a style that can counter the prevailing style. Because if the prevailing style is fight for the ward, be on the board, and your style is I don't care, I'm going to blow up your board once you get a lot of stuff in it, all your 2-drops are going down and dying. Like nothing that you're going to lose. Also, this meta, well, it doesn't have a lot of taunts, has a lot of face heals, which is really good for Warlock. This is everything that's happening. And you know how Warlocks can only inconsistently get 2-drops before in the prior meta? Like, even if you dropped it every single 2, there were many decks that just didn't have 6 2-drops. That's not a problem anymore. Everyone has a ton of 2-drops now. Warlocks can very, very easily get 6 2-drops or even more, so that they can spend their like choices between 1 and 2-drops, picking 1-drops. So like Warlocks are very set coming into Rise of Shadows. And then we saw Rise of Shadows cards, and the Rise of the Shadows cards are bad. Like they're very bad. Like with the Paladin ones, we thought were underwhelming. These are just bad. There is exactly 1 Warlock card. Sorry, 2 technically. One is 102. There's only 1 Warlock card above a 102 coming in. Just 1. It is our Nasi Broodmother. It is a 6-mana, 4/6 taunt that is a demon. When you draw this, restore 4 health to your hero. So 122, which makes it like an average card in your deck. So the best card means you're not hurting for taking it. It's good. It's a very defensive whatever card. It's also a demon. It could have some synergies. Like, no hate on it. But after that, you've got nothing. You got nothing as Warlock. Evil Genius? Lackeys, right? Lackeys are great. Here's what Evil Genius does. It's a 2-mana 2/2. Battlecry. Destroy a friendly minion to add 2 random lackeys to your hand. Is it even worth it to destroy a friendly minion to add 2 random lackeys to your hand? Yes, it probably is if you're destroying a 1/1 or a 2/2 or something. But like, not by that much. And all that temple stuff that you were supposed to gain from the lackeys, you're no longer gaining. And you also can't even use it really early on. Because, I mean, you could use it if you destroy a 1-drop, but, like, then you gotta, like, wait before you can play these lackeys anyway. Like, it's not as good. It's not on the same level as the other lackey cards. It's still fine. It's a 102, you know? Like, not saying don't pick it. Assuming it's not over-bucketed, it's usable. Another option at 2. At 99, you have Inferno, which is 3 mana. Deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Give your demons +1 attack. Because that's what people were asking for to add on top of an Arcane Explosion. They were like, you know what would go well with an Arcane Explosion? Giving +1 attack to all the demons. I mean, Arcade Explosion's decent, so this card's pretty good. Pretty good as in it's basically like an average random card. It's not looking good, okay? Refam Scheme, 3 mana, summon 1/1/1 imp, upgrades each turn. That means like you gotta keep it in your hand for 3 turns before you get 3/1/1 imps out of it. Like, yeah, if you hold it for a really long time, it could get pretty decent, but it also caps out at 7, so it's not even like it can go truly insane. And yeah, now you're getting to really bad cards. 82. 4 mana 2/2, Eager Underling, Death Rattle, give 2 random friendly minions +2/+2. This is not like a faster or like better version of Fungalmancer. This is a Death Rattle. They'll just kill your other minions first, and then kill this 2/2, and you get nothing. Or even if they just kill one other minion and then kill this, then you just get a 2/2 on a minion of their choice. Like, if your opponent has any ability to dictate the board, this does nothing. And even if it does have even if your opponent can't kill this off, then on your turn, you have to affirmatively kill it into something. And then you can't fully control where you get the buffs on, and your buffs are coming a turn late. Like, it's a bad card. And we're not even done. The other cards are like barely even playable. Like, those are all like, you could put it in your deck in the 7th bucket, it'll be fine. Jumbo Imp, 10 mana, 8/8, costs 1 less whenever a friendly demon dies while this is in your hand. You need to synergize this with stuff that generates 1/1 imps. That's what it's used for. Otherwise, it sucks. But what 1/1 imp generators do you have left? Nothing. You have Rafam's Scheme. You have your Forbidden Ritual that creates a bunch of imps. That's it. Okay. This is just bad stuff. And now this is rated 20. The next card's gonna be rated 10. Darkest Hour is rated at 20. Destroy all friendly minions. For each one, summon a random minion from your deck. Like, pure combo card. Not worth it. Also, the stuff in your deck is probably not gonna be that big to begin with. Because you're a Warlock, you have a hero power that draws cards, so your deck is probably gonna be kind of small. Plot Twist. 2 mana. Rated a 10. Shuffle your hand into your deck. Draw that many cards. Like, yeah, you get new cards that are probably more useful than the ones you didn't want to use, but it uses up a card. Like, what is this? It's terrible. Okay, so where are we now with Warlock? With Warlock, we started off with a really freaking good base coming into this expansion. Then we added back a bunch of cards that are really, really good, and at one point was pretty imbalanced. They're all still here. I'm going to zoom out a little here. Fellfire Potion, Doom, Abyssal Enforcer, Hellfire. This class has 4 cards above a 190. 4 cards. And all of these cards are double-sided board clears, and all double-sided board clears are under-bucketed. Because people don't like hurting their own minions, so they don't draft these as much as they should. So you have 4 top super premium cards guaranteed to be underbucketed. That's insane. Like, Warlocks just have this insane collection of cards. So it's a very good thing that Rise of Shadows itself does not give Warlocks anything. Because if it did, Warlocks would be OP. And it was the class that I think almost everybody selected as having the most potential to be OP. But instead it's not. It has a very good control game happening, but there were no real new control cards added. There are just these kind of like largish control cards added, and you're going to have to get to your control element by having a nice solid on the ground 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop kind of game, like a normal freaking deck. You have a nice taunt with a heal in your only like notable card that you got from this expansion, the Nasi Broodmother, and that's nice. So you're going to try to get to your late game, and then you're going to blow up stuff repeatedly, and then you're going to work from there. You have the card advantage, you have the ability to punish opponents for spreading on the board, you have your hard removals, both in terms of Doom and in terms of Siphon Soul as usual, but also Blast Crystal Potion. So you got everything you need to play a slow game. You are the only class that has a full set. Shaman kinda, but Warlock definitely. And so that is your game. You want to hang around, then flip the board with your board clears, and then push. Is it going to work? Yeah. Warlocks never needed any cards in this set to be able to do its game plan. In fact, if you got any additional double-sided board clears in this set, it would be too many. It's already probably still too many. If you guys remember the actual MSG meta, you had to purposefully not, like even in a control deck, you had to purposefully not take board clears because you would end up with too many. It was the first time that happened. Or in a control deck, you can't take board clears. And that was still the same in Ungoro. Like they added a whole Ungoro set and they were not able to fix it. Anyway, Warlock's still going to be good, still going to be one of the top classes, but just not the new cards. Like, don't pick the new cards unless they're very lowly rated, except our Nasi Broodmother, which is okay. And for a control deck, it really fits very well into what you're doing. Okay. Legendaries, just running through them very quickly. Lord Godfrey's still around, just in case people were wondering. And you get Kazakis, because you are in the potion group from MSG. So those are all pretty good. Archvillain Rafam comes in, 7 mana, 7/8 taunt. Very nice. Battlecry, replace your hand and deck with legendary minions. It's a slight upgrade, especially when you control what cards are remaining in your hand. So you end up with a slight upgrade on that. And remember, you still have your hero power, so you can always get more stuff if one of the legendaries is like an unplayable one or something. So overall, 136, pretty damn good. Fell Lord Bedshrug, 92, playable, but not anything to write home about. 8 mana, 5/7. Whenever you draw a minion, summon a copy with Rush that dies at the end of turn. So it allows your hero power to deal damage. Like, that's pretty good. But it has to live for this to like really do things. So yeah. It ends up being just kind of like okay. Update, we did fix the bug with Barista. It is now a 129. That seems more normal. So thank you guys for catching it. And yeah, that's it for Warlock. We'll see you on Warrior in the next video. This is Adwicta. And last video coming up next.